Good evening friends. Today I am going to show you how to create the roles in SAP and how to assign the user in the SAP and how to assign the Tcode for a particular user. Now first of all I log in to that SAP. Now first thing, to create the roles you have to use the Tcode PFCG. I'm showing you. To create use Tcode PFCG. Now we use this Tcode in SAP and show you how to create the role. Friends, this is that role maintenance screen has come. You have to mention the role name first. Save. I save. I put the role name J test. And now there is a two options here: single rows and composite rows. Composite rows means that if we combine the two or three roles, that is the derived role. That is, if we want to create the from one role, if we create the another role, that role is called the compact role, and single roles, it is only specific roles. So now I get test, I am creating the single rows. I put on the click on single rows. Now the another window will come. Now this is that create role scheme. You see that what is happening. The role name is there. You can put the description over here. Description, whatever you like to put, say jet test again, and here you show that the created the user and date and time will become. And now I've told you that the previous time I told you that derived from the roles, that is the composite role. So if you want to create any composite role, you can mention the master role over here, and from the master role you can derive the one role. But that is the different part. We are not discussing that. We are discussing only the single role. So now the created, once you put the save button, now it is showing that the from ID on this date and date, this role has been created. Now from the menu, in the menu you have to put the transactions, whatever transaction code user like to use, the transaction code you have to use. And this is the authorizations. Here you have to create the profile name, and profile test, and you have to create the profiles, and then the user, that user, which user you like to give that authorization that you have to mention over here. So say in the user name I can use the transaction, say SM51. The transaction I have used it SM51. SM51. Now I assign that transaction. So now you have to create the profiles. Now once you click, the profile creator will be created, get test. Now you have to go to the authorization data. First you need to save it. So just save it. Now this screen has come. So this is the profile creator profile generator. Now you have to generate the profiles. Until and unless you do not generate the profiles, the role creation will not be completed. So you put the generation. Now you have to this one, the generate. Now see that the profile created, the profile generator has been created. Now it will becomes a green, the skin. Now it has become the green. Previously it was red. Now user, you do not put any user over here, so this got blank. So we now create one user and put that user into that role. Now you just save it. Get this and back to that. Now we are using that. Now to create new user Tcode use used SU01. Now put that SU01. Now test name and create. New user has been created, Mr. Test. You have to put the password over here. Same password. By default put it English. This one. Roles and profiles I am not using right now. I'm just save that user. Now that user test has been created. Now go to that PFCG, that is the role creation Tcode PFCG. Now jet test. Now display that. Now in user I put the user test, 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 just that I have just created right now. Or make it changes, display to change mode. Now TEST test. Now test user has been assigned. Now you have to save it. Now what you have to do, user comparison. You have to compile the user, the whatever user you have put, you have to accumulate in that roles. So that for that process can be done through that user comparison. So it will check with that master data the whether that user has been added to the profile properly or not. So once you've done this user comparison check, then it will become the green, just like a menu and authorizations. So we put the cursor on the user comparison and put it on and complete comparison. See that it becomes green and green. So that is your role creations has been completed. Now save it and come out from that. So your role has been created. Now see what happened. Now we have created test. It is most probably in caps. See it asking for the new password. So I'm giving the new password. See, now I have that user I have created test that it is open. So that in the role the one Tcode has been assigned to that profiles that roles. One Tcode has been assigned, so that Tcode only that user can use. That's SM51. See SM51. See, now if we put the SM66, there's another Tcode. So it will say that you are not authorized to use the transaction SM66 because that role that assigned to that user only contain the Tcode that is SM51. Now we will use that role SM66, Tcode SM66 to the role and assign to that user. Now then we'll check whether user can access that SM66 66 or not. Now log off from this user from user test. Now we go to that another ID. Now go to that PFCG. My jet test. Now we make some changes. Now transactions code. We add the transaction SM66. Now SM66 has been added. Now assign that Tcode. Now we save it. See, once we save it, once again the authorizations become red, because that once again, once the changes has been made, the once again that new profile need to be created. So we now go to that authorizations button, and now once again I generate the profiles. Profile has been generated. Now we go to that, then it becomes green, that is, it is okay. Now user also become greens. Now we'll check that whether the test user can use that SM66, the new Tcode we have added right now, whether user can access that SM66 or not. Please we log out from this user ID, and now we once again go to that and log into that. Sorry. Now we use the SM66. Now you see that SM66 can be accessed. So in this way you can put the other Tcode to that roles, and that can be used by the user. This is the way we can create the today we have learned how to create the roles, how to create the user ID, how to assign the role to that user ID, and how to how the user can be use the Tcode, and how the user Tcode can be added to that new roles. So please subscribe my channel so that we can provide the more video in SAP fundamental. Your support in this regard is highly expected. Thank you very much.